Salam alaikum, Dr. Zakir, and good evening to my brothers of Islam and non-Islam people too. My name is Ramjay Jayaraman. I'm a technologist from USA, having lived there for about 35 years. And now the last 3 years, I've been practicing spirituality with the motive of getting liberated while I'm alive. I have read the Quran. I have one of my friends as my life friend for the last 45 years who is a true Muslim. My question here is, first let me make a little statement, and after that I will pose my question. In order to understand something, either it is secular or spiritual, we read the book. When we read the book, we read it with an understanding. With that statement, why was there a stress for about an hour of speech from your son that understanding Quran, reading it while understanding, and a language, Saudi Arabian Arabic language was stressed? Because Quran is beyond language, according to what I feel and what I meditate on. So the stress on every Muslim to learn Arabic kind of seems to me as compulsive. Is that what Quran says?
Brother, that's a good question. He says that he wants to learn about spirituality and he has read the Quran, but he fails to understand why was there a lecture given by Farik Naik, my son, on the stress of learning Arabic to understand the Quran, and why is it compulsory? If you heard my son's complete speech, he never said it's compulsory for every Muslim should know Arabic. He didn't say that. Knowing Arabic is not a criteria to go to Jannah, because I myself don't know Arabic. I myself don't know Arabic as a language. Show a little bit here and there, I understand. I don't know Arabic as a language, but my son knows, mashallah. He knows better than me. He can translate the Quran directly, I can't. But in his speech, if you heard his speech, he says that if you don't know Arabic, at least read the translation of the Quran. So his stress was, Quran should be read with understanding. The question mark was, Al-Quran, should it be read with understanding, yes or no? And the answer was, yes. He didn't say a person should know Arabic. What he said, you should at least understand the Quran. But the best way to understand the Quran is to know Arabic as a language. Whenever you translate any book, when you translate any normal book, the translation can never be 100% perfect. It can be 80%, 90%, 99%. More difficult the language, more pure is the language, more difficult is the translation. Now, Quran is the most untranslatable book in the world. So translation of the Quran can never be close to the Quran, because the Arabic language is so powerful and so pure. And secondly, it is the word of Almighty God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the reason the best to understand is to learn Arabic as a language. Secondly, if you don't know Arabic as a language, then he said that read the translation in the language you understand the best. If you know English, read in English. If you know Tamil, read in Tamil. If you know Hindi, read in Hindi. If you know Urdu, read the Urdu translation of the Quran. So his stress was, the bottom line was, read the Quran with understanding. And the question is logical for a layman. Your question is that why should a person say that read the book with understanding? It's understood that whenever a person reads the book, it is to be read with understanding. But you fail to realize in the Muslim community, unfortunately, as my son said, more than 80% of the Muslims are non-Arab. And they don't know Arabic as a language. Now there's a hadith of the Prophet which says, if you recite the Quran, you get sawab. So based on that, most of the Muslims, when they recite the Quran, they recite in Arabic, but they don't understand it. So it is the most widely read book in the world, but it is also the book which is maximum read without understanding. So my son was saying that after reading the Arabic portion, which most of the non-Muslims don't understand, at least read the translation of that portion in the language you understand the best. So he was laying stress that Quran is the book of guidance. It's the book of Almighty God. He's requesting all the Muslims that besides reading Arabic, also read the translation. That is secondly. But the best is learning Arabic as a language. Because if you know Arabic and know Lugha Fusa, which is taught in our school which we started, Islamic International School in Bombay and Islamic International School in Chennai, then we find the attachment and the understanding of the Quran is far more superior. Hope that answers the question well.